Hello from the weathered shed. I am about to transform this adorable vintage secretary and thought you guys might want to hop on and watch. Let me just get my iPad pulled up and then we will get started. Let's see here. Okay, there we are. So say hello as you come in. Ignore the mess behind the curtain. This is my workshop, so it's a little messy right now. So let me tell you guys where I'm at. I started painting this a couple days back, as you might recall. And I used a brand, well, it's new to me paint that I've not used before called Fusion Mineral Paint. And I'm using a color called Damask. And the color is kind of like a vintagey pinkish beige. It's really hard to describe it. I'm not sure how well it's coming across on the screen there. But it's a cool color and I thought it would look really nice on this particular piece. So let me just open it up so you guys can see what I did on the inside here. All I did is I left this, its natural color on the inside, just painted, popped the color on the little drawer fronts. It's so cute. And then there's a little skirting inside of here at the top in the center. You guys can't see it on the camera, but it's kind of scalloped and I decided to paint that as well. And that is all I'm going to do on the inside of this piece. The outside, however, is about to get an IOD makeover. So this particular decor transfer is called Catalogue of Roses, and it is 24 by 33 in a soft black. It is one of our paintable decor transfers. So you can paint it, however, I am going to leave it in its soft black state for the front of this. But it comes in these beautiful tubes. The transfers all come in these tubes. And they come with an applicator stick, if you've not seen me do these before. It comes with a plastic applicator stick. And it comes with a backing paper, which is why you see the white behind here. That is just a protective sheet because these are sticky. So before you get, before you go to lay it down and you're lining it up, you want to make sure you have that protector sheet behind there. Or you may do an oopsie and stick to something that you don't want it to stick to. So I have the actual backer sheet right now taped to the front side because I have been moving it around trying to figure out my alignment. And what I think I'm going to do is, you guys can see there's grid lines and things on here. So you can line it up easily. That's what they're there for. But you can also cut apart the transfers. You don't need to use them in their original state. That's the beauty of them. You can just use pieces and parts and add them to your home decor, to your furniture, whatever. You don't need to use the whole thing. So, hey Julie, how are you, my dear? Happy Friday. So what I think I'm going to do, because of how this is, where it's hitting on here, what I was thinking, like if I go and end up tucking this up underneath here and continuing downward, my concern is the word catalog is going to be up on this middle drawer and the word roses is going to be stuck in the middle on this trim here. So I'm going to probably have to cut some of this apart and move it. And that is what I'm talking about. So you can kind of just adjust it the way you want. Or I can move down the whole transfer, but I think I did that earlier and there's just too much of closeness right here on the word roses, so between the of and the roses, so I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to do that. So I think what I'm going to do for now, hey Barb Rolf, is I'm going to just cut this top section and get that placed where I want it, and then move onward. So it's really great because, like I said, you can just cut around. You can see exactly where you're cutting. Cut around your design. That's what's so nice about these. Like I said, you can just use pieces and parts. Pick and choose what you want to do. So I'm going to cut right around this big rose at the top. Go straight across here. Scoop down like so. So I'm going to do this top portion, the banner, the Farm and Garden, the highest quality since 1835. And I'm going to set this piece aside for right now until I figure out where I want to put that. So, so hard. I think I kind of like it where it is. So you just, you put painter's tape on it, you move it around, kind of get it where you think you want it, and then take the backer sheet off and begin rubbing with your applicator stick. That's how easy it is. I'm thinking I'm liking that about right there. And then, yeah, we're going to go for it. So I'm going to put that right there. So all I need to do is remove my tape from my backer sheet. If you have not used the decor transfers before, guys, they are amazing, absolutely amazing. We have full colored ones, we have the soft black ones, and we have the paintable ones. So they're pretty amazing. So I think that's pretty center. I think it looks pretty good right there, guys. What do you think? You guys are almost straight on in the camera, so I'm thinking that looks pretty darn good right there. So I'm going to tape a couple more edges before I start rubbing. You can tape it down, or you just kind of hold it with your hand, whatever trips your trigger. Once you press it, see how it's like kind of grabbing already? But I always like to just put a little extra on, just to hold it. Say hello as you come in, guys. It looks a tiny bit low, somebody said. Right side is low, Brad says. Well, now you tell me. Actually, I think the reason that it's looking like that is because this side is not the same. It's actually the design itself. So I think it's a little misleading because of that. So we got to go with it now, guys, because I already kind of rubbed it down. So I don't think, because I think if I lift it up, it already might pull. Yep, it's gonna go. It's gonna go right where it is. Okay, so you just take your applicator stick, guys, and you just start rubbing across with it. And it really doesn't take a whole lot, and you'll actually see the film will kind of start turning translucent, and then you will know that it's removed itself from your sheet. It's grabbing to this paint really nicely. So those of you that are newer to my page, if you don't know, I carry all of the Iron Orchid design products on my website at theweatheredshed.com. This one is out there and in stock, along with a lot of other amazing transfer designs. So you can pick them up out there. But yeah, you just rub away until it gets on to your surface. And you can kind of hear, sometimes you'll get this little crackling sound in it. You'll get an air bubble. We always say ride the wave, because you're riding like the wave. And then the film, it just starts going down really fast that way. Once you get that little air pocket in there. So my top line of letters are pretty much down already. I can see a little bit. That row is done. Now I'm doing the design part. You always get a workout when you do this. Definitely get a workout. I'm going to sit down here on my little stooly stool. Say hello, guys. Hey, Amanda. Hello, hello. Hey, Sarah. Shabby Daddy's helping Mand. He's helping field any questions that you guys might have. Otherwise, if I miss them or we don't get to you, I will go back and answer them afterwards. But out on my shop site at theweatheredshed.com, you'll see IOD collection. And in there, you just click on that and you'll see all the glorious IOD things that are out there. So now once I get done applying this, I will seal this with a sealer that comes, it's a Fusion brand sealer. And I just want to tell you guys that it does make a difference. You know, with the transfers, there are so many variables, okay? So you really need to be kind of testing things out as far as the paint that you use, the top coat that you use, because, you know, it makes a difference. It makes a difference where you put it in your home, the humidity in your home. You don't want it sitting in direct sunlight, all those kinds of things. So there's a lot of variables when you're dealing with the transfers and how they're going to behave over time. If you end up using you want to be careful and cautious not to use any type of a top coat that has a very strong like solvent in it, which could affect the adhesion or cause the transfer to peel and lift. So there's just a lot of things. It's a science kind of. So what we've been doing as stockists is trying out various different paint brands and top coats and things like that as far as for furniture. If you're putting these on a mirror, they work excellent on mirrors. You would just make sure that you clean the mirror with rubbing alcohol or like what's the thing that I use? Denatured alcohol. Get all the grease and any oils or anything off of the mirror, and then you can just apply it. And obviously you can't, be cleaning it with Windex or anything like that, but typically a mirror on your wall, you can just take a smooth cloth and just wipe it down, and it's going to be totally fine. There's no need to seal a mirror when you're putting it on a mirror. So, ooh, I got a bubble. Hear that? So when you get that bubble, then you can really start going to town. And actually, sometimes what I'll do, guys, is I will lift an edge and I will kind of start creating some air under there. You can lift and just put it right back down if there's something that didn't transfer. Whoops. I screwed up my letters right there a little bit. That's okay. This is a vintagey thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's what you get when you're in a hurry sometimes. All right, so take that. But look at how cool this looks, you guys. All this distressing that you see, if you can see it, I might have to zoom you guys in a little bit. Distressing is built right into the letters. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. These are, they are distressable in and of themselves. You can actually distress them even further with a fine grit sandpaper if you choose. That works really well also. So if you want even a more rustic look, you can definitely sand them down and sand them back a bit. So you guys can see how cool is that looking already. So stinking cool, right guys? Hey Roxanne. Hello Debbie from Texas. Hey Susan. Hey Cheryl. Thank you guys for tuning in. What's everybody gonna do tonight? Got big plans for the weekend? Any fun plans for the weekend? The weather is not supposed to be so pretty tomorrow here in Wisconsin. Again, we're supposed to be getting rain, which I'm not real happy about. Because we've had our fair share, as most of the country has. And yeah, so we've got some work to do around here. Cool, there we go. Look at that. Ta-da! Isn't that awesome? Let me see if I can zoom you guys in a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take where's my blue shop towel? Let me grab a shop towel here. These blue shop towels, guys, are great to have around the workshop. They're more cloth-like than paper, and you can just so I always take my hand over it first, make sure I got all the little edges down, and then I take my shop towel, I just bunch it up, and then I just start burnishing it, like so, just pressing down really well to make sure that you've got all the edges sealed really, really well, okay? And I'll tell you guys what, there are what I call imposters of these decor transfers out on the market. And the reason I love the IOD's decor transfer is there is virtually no halo. And what I mean by that is the edge. You can't see the edge, guys. That is huge. On other transfers, you can see the edge. There's like a halo image. This is so clean. It's amazing. Just simply amazing. The designs are amazing. The products are amazing. Need I say anything more? And there's Shabby Daddy coming out to supervise. See, guys, what happens? Oh, so there you have it. So that's the top portion. And what I thought I would do is maybe since Shabby Daddy's out here, we probably actually should lay it on its back and do another part of it, because then I can kind of see where the lines are and cut and stuff easier. What do you think? He's like, don't get me involved in this. Wendy says, do you ever sleep? Yeah, I sleep.
Not often.
I sleep. I get a little bit of sleep. All right, so isn't that beautiful? So I would kind of like to do another section for you guys. So what do you think? Should we lay it down? I think it'd be easier laying it down. And then I could just tilt the camera over top. What do you guys think? You guys want to see a little more? Let me see some thumbs up or some hearts if you guys want to see me do a little more. Shabby Daddy can help me lay it on its back. Debbie says yes. And then that way we can, do a little more. So we'll do that. And I think having them up on this nose would be okay. Let me get this one up here, like that. All right. All right, so we'll lay it down and then scoot you guys closer a little bit as well. You guys are going to be like like right almost on top of me here. Let's see. Let's see if I can make this. Tilt that down. How is that? It's always hard. It's hard maneuvering the camera and stuff because I want you guys to be able to, maybe we gotta get you a little closer here. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's not too shabby, daddy. All right, so here is the rest of it. This is where, you know, when it's laying down flat, you can kind of get your bearing a little bit better on how you want to lay out the rest of it. So, let's see here. I could almost literally, you're going to help move it a little bit? I think that's good. That's pretty good. The camera's on this side, so, huh?
There's a delay.
Yeah, I know. I hate the delay. Did you guys know that there's actually a longer delay time now? Facebook has introduced for whatever reason. There's actually a longer delay now when we do lives. So you just got to bear with us as we kind of get things adjusted here. So I have this little itty bitty thing at the top here. What did I do with my scissors? Where are my scissors? So I'm going to cut away. I'm going to cut away this little leaf at the top here because he doesn't really fit anymore. And I can always put him somewhere else because the top of him is a little bit cut off. So I'm just going to cut around that like so. And I could put that wherever I want to later if I want to put another section of that somewhere. All right, so let's see. Yeah, getting the lineup's always interesting. So, so we talked about that Catalogue of Roses is probably going to have to move. Let's see. Well, it's really close. So that's going to be the challenge. Is I don't want to be down in those little cracks because that could be. Or I could leave it and just go for it. It will weave right into the grooves.
Bring this down and get rid of some of that on the bottom if you had to.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because of where the design is. I mean, it's not a ton that's going to go in the crack. This top of the roses is actually okay. I think we should leave it. Because if you go up now, the roses is in there. In the trim. So I actually think it's fine. I think I should just go for it and put it down. Because one of the beauties of the product, guys, is that you can go into all the grooves and the cracks and the crevices. So that's the beauty of these transfers, is that you can do that. So Shabby Daddy's helping me get it lined up here. I'm going to take this edge off just so it can move better here. Right there?
Yep.
Right there, do you think?
Right there.
All right, Shabby Daddy said it's good right there, so I'm going to tape it down. He says that's pretty good, so we're going to go for it, guys. We are going for it. I'm almost thinking, though, we should... I don't want that rose to get cut off. Okay, that's fine. It'll be fine, right? It'll be fine, everybody. So these take a little time, guys, so I understand if you've got to hop off. It is totally understandable. So hopefully I can get an air pocket going and it will just move right along. Let's see here. And I won't have to work at it too hard. All right, so I'm going to start at the top here. I'm just going to kind of hopefully pull away the transfer down here. I'm going to shimmy the backer sheet out. Cutting it in sections probably would have been easier, but we'll see how I do. I'm just going to try to not, because this is the area right here, this crease that you got to be careful, and we're going over an edge. Okay, but you guys can see, and you will see, how easy you can do that. Okay, where is I'm losing my mind. All right, what do I do with the tape? I swear I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached, guys. I really, really do. There we go. There's the tape hiding on the floor. You noticed that I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached, Roxanne? Oh, I hate the delay, you guys. I absolutely hate the delay. Okay, so here we go. We're going for it. We are going for it. So I'm going to start up here, again, at the top. And if a few little pieces or parts pull off, I'm not worried about it. Again, if this is supposed to be rustic looking, I'm not going for perfection, especially when dealing with all of these ripples in here. So you guys see what I'm doing? I'm actually running this in this groove at the top here. Hopefully it's going to work. So I've got this top rose already down. And I'm going to rub in here again because I see some bits are still kind of clinging. Amazing. Stinking amazing. Okay, now in here, the transfer, because it's on the bottom side of where it flips down, I don't care that it, that there's a little gap. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my razor knife and I'm going to cut in here. I'm going to cut in this crack like so. Okay. Just like that. Voila, that piece is done. Isn't that amazing? Look at how it just wrapped right over the edge of that, you guys. Can you see that? Stinking amazing. Okay, so that's that. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I have a little bit of a bump here. I'm going to run my little applicator stick here to grab that at the bottom and then lay down the next little piece, like so. just like that. Again, I'm going to take this is actually the top of the drawer that I'm cutting into right there. So completely clean strip, guys. There's no little itty bitties on there. All right. Again, I'm just gonna wipe my finger down it, make sure that I got everything there really well. I'm gonna go down here and do the same thing right away on the bottom edge of the drawer, guys. I'm just going to slide my razor knife in there. And cut right through that next section. Okay. I gotta sit down on my stool, guys, because my back is already screaming being bent over. So, here we go. When you've had a couple of back surgeries in your lifetime, your back does not like bending. A fusion will do that to you. Anyone else out there have to go through that? Not fun at all. Okay. So I'm gonna get my little air bubble going here. There it goes. Amazing. Amazing. So did I tell you guys about my gig that I had on Wednesday night with the band that I sing with? Oh my gosh. It's a really cool thing that this business does. It's an Italian restaurant, and every year they have this event that's called Dine Like It's 1969, and they raise money for a local charity, you know, kind of thing, a local organization or someplace in need, and so they had us as their entertainment. However, the place is really super small, and they basically have lasagna. Lasagna is at the 1969 prices, so you literally get a big container like that big of lasagna for $1.75, and it comes with garlic bread, and they serve close to 2,000 people from the hours of like 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. This little joint, you walk in one door, they hand you your bag with your lasagna and garlic bread, and you walk out the other door. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So we were the entertainment outside under tarps and tents while people stood in line with umbrellas because it was downpouring. Most of the time we were there. It was raining. We played from 4 to 8, and I don't think it stopped raining once. It let up a little bit, but it was continual rain the entire time we were there, and it did not make a difference. People came out in droves. It was the coolest thing. And I don't eat beef, so I brought the lasagna back for Shabby Daddy, and he loved it. He said it was fantastic. So I guess that's why there were so many people in line. It was a darn good deal. And the line really moved pretty quickly, you know, so. And I guess, the idea of having the entertainment helps the time pass, which was the whole reason they had us out there. So it was fun. We had a really good time despite the nasty weather. So. All right. So here we go. Look at this. It's coming off. So I've got that drawer pretty much done already, guys. So I have only been on, how long have I been on? Half hour? Not even half hour? The top of that leaf right there I need to get off. There we go. Look at that. Voila! Another clean sheet, guys. No little loosey bits. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I cannot wait to get it done. All right, next drawer. Again, we have another decorative molding piece here, right? And we have the top of the next drawer. So again, I'm just gonna take my razor knife and cut just like that. Now, because this is kind of it's like 3 little ridges, I'm just going to take, and again, just kind of push the transfer into that ridge with my applicator tool as best I can. Again, it's not going to be perfect because we're dealing with a lot of edges here. So you gotta let go of that. If you are a fuss budget about perfection, let it go, let it go. It's not worth it. Oh. Imperfections are the way to go anyways, guys, these days. Imperfectly perfect is what I always say. Whoops, and see? So that slid right there on me because I didn't have it taped. I'm just gonna try and pull it back. And again, let it go. Try and work that in there as best I can. There might be a little missing chunk in here. Not a big deal. All right. Just keep at it. Working it in there with your little tool. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. So cool. All right, so now I've got another drawer here, and before I start applying pressure, I'm going to cut again. And this is where the word catalog is. So we're actually going to be cutting kind of through that word catalog. What am I hitting right here? And you can see I'm not putting a lot of pressure on my knife. I'm just kind of letting it glide along like that. And I am going to need another piece of tape down here so that this doesn't move around. Crazy, crazy cool, hey guys? All right, so now we're doing drawer number 2. And you can always start out with something small. We have some 11 by 14 transfers. So you could always get yourself an 11 by 14 transfer, guys, and use it on like a, you know, piece of wood or a mirror, like I said, you know, glass. You can put it on an old window, that kind of thing. Start out with something small if that makes you more comfortable, or just go for it. Just go for it. That's what I always say. And if you are local, this is probably going to be for sale. It's probably going to be available for purchase. Just an FYI. And that was the other reason why I liked this color, guys, because I really feel it fits a neutral color palette. If you have gray walls, gray and white, beige, because it has a beige undertone to it. It's not like in your face pink. It's actually leans way more towards like a beige than anything else. So that is kind of why I went with this color. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of furniture artists and stuff out there that are painting with a lot of crazy blending and wild colors, and they really are popular right now. So you see all kinds of things out there. Like that. Let's see. Sometimes if you apply a little less pressure, I get excited and I start pressing too hard sometimes. And sometimes it will actually go on better if you kind of just try and get that little air bubble in there and not press so hard, which is what I tend to do. And as you guys can see, you might, oh, I'm a little cut off on the corner. I'll work my way over here. But I kind of lift up the transfer as I'm going along. Again, creating that air pocket in there. And you really don't have to press that hard then. It just kind of starts rolling and peeling right off the paper. The film, rather, comes right off of that film, really nice and easy. Sometimes I think I'm my own worst enemy because I press harder than I really need to. Ooh, we got a bubble there. All right. So that is coming. Oh yeah. See how I got that really big air bubble? Look at that. Now I'm like gliding right along. The only thing you got to be careful about is if you get a really big pucker in there, then your design might get off a little bit. So you just got to be a little bit careful. But again, you can just lay it down and no one's gonna be any the wiser. So let me scoot over here. And try and get another one going on this side. This one's almost done, guys. Look at this already. Look at how gorgeous. Oh, stinking gorgeous. Gorgeous! And if I wanted to, like I said earlier, I could put a seal on this, and then I can paint. I could paint in just elements of it if I wanted to, or I could paint the whole darn thing in. So you have a lot of artistic freedom with the transfers. All right, almost there on this drawer. Doot doot. Oh, so awesome to be able to transform something like this. Look at that. Ta-da! Another one bites the dust. All right, I'm gonna press this. We've got a couple pieces in there that got folded up, but that's okay. Take my hand over this again. Isn't that amazing, you guys? Isn't it gorgeous? Gorgeous! Gorgeous. All right, so now, again, I need to cut another section. Whoops. I've got to watch what I'm doing with my stool here. I'll end up doing all kinds of touch-up paint on the side of this thing. All right, so I'm going to take and cut the bottom here again. Like that. And I'm going to try and be a little gentler because I don't have tape on the other end down here. I want to make sure I can get that design in the cracks and crevices and kind of wrapped around that upper edge. And again, we're going to burnish it in, making sure that we got it pressed down really nice after we're done here with that blue shop towel. And make sure we have all the little itty bitty pieces secured. Now, I picked obviously a more difficult piece here to do because of that decorative trim. If you had a full, just flat front dresser without that, you know, in between where the drawers are, if it was just flat, obviously it'd be a much easier project to tackle. I've got a lot of little details in here, but I think this is good to show you guys the versatility of the product, because again, pretty amazing that you can wrap around all this little detail, isn't it? And I want to be especially careful right here with my words because I want to make sure I can capture my letters as best as possible. My word catalog. All right, look at that. All right, so that looks pretty darn good. You guys see that? Cool? So cool, huh? Okay, I'm on the word roses now. Moving along. Make sure you guys can see okay. I know there's a little glare on this bottom piece, but just bear with me because when I pull it off, you guys are going to be blown away how cool it looks. Painter's tape up a little bit. It is amazing, isn't it, Sally? What a great way to transform something, right? And all of the designs are just beautiful. You guys have to check out them. The full color ones are gorgeous. There is one that's extremely popular that's actually back ordered at the manufacturer right now. It's called Midnight Garden. It's stunning. Botanist Journal is also another beautiful one with all kinds of flowers on it. I just love each and every one of them. We have one that's more of a bohemian, boho kind of style and colors. Has some reds and blue and black in it. So I think there's something that suits all kinds of different tastes. And then our stamps are amazing too. The IOD stamps are just gorgeous. And those two you can do so many things with. And the molds and can't say enough. Which, by the way, you guys, if you've been following my gallery wall, I have 3 pieces done on the gallery wall that I did them all live. So if you look in my videos, if you didn't catch them, you can watch them again, or you can find them on my YouTube channel. But I am going to be doing project number. I said we were on 3, right? Yeah. We just completed 3. Project number 4. I have the board already prepped, and I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to start doing those every Sunday morning. It might be my thing just to do the gallery wall pieces on Sunday mornings at a set time so that you guys know, like, Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock or something like that. But the gallery wall is comprised of, I think there's 24 total pieces, and I will be creating each and every one of them with you guys on a live, so that you can follow along with the Iron Orchid Designs Sisters instructions with me, and then you can do them yourself. And the entire gallery wall is created from one piece of plywood, one 4x8 sheet. So I'm on my last piece, honey. My last little section. It's turning out awesome. Once you get the little bubble in there, you know how that works. I can get moving along. Move it. So for the amount of time that I've been on with the adjusting and the laying down and everything, I don't think that's too shabby, daddy. You?
Yep.
All right. So let me take my cloth here and I will also get something to put down in between the drawers here to make sure that those pieces fold over and grab as well. But yeah, you just keep. And if little bits fly off, who cares? And I will probably go over this another time again, just before I top coat, just to make sure. Now, the key again with the top coating is very light coats. So if you're going to put multiple coats on it, you want to do it light, because again, you don't want to have a lot of liquid absorbing or laying on top of your transfer. So you want to do light coats, let them thoroughly dry, and then put on another coat. So, okay. Let me just take a piece of paper here. So I see a little edge right here. I want it to kind of press in. Like that. I think that works pretty good. Let's see. What do you guys think? Isn't she beautiful? Let me see if I can lift this. Oh, at an angle just so you guys can see it really quick. Isn't that beauteous, you guys? Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Isn't it gorgeous? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Isn't she beauty? She's a beauty. She's 1 in a million, girl. I'm a little hoarse, so you have to excuse me. I'm not in the prime singing voice right now, but isn't she gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous. I will hopefully, yes, one of a kind for sure, Sally. I will hopefully get her outside tomorrow and take some photographs for you guys if the weather cooperates. If not, it'll be Sunday. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions about the decor transfers or any of the IOD products, make sure you let me know. But again, you can find these out on theweatheredshed.com. So thanks for tuning in, guys. You have a great evening, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.